Good morning, everyone. It's Darlene from Couture. I'm going to show you how to make this sign with our silkscreen transfers. If you haven't seen Couture before, let me explain to you what this is. These are similar to stencils, and you can make cute little signs, pillows, towels. You can put the smaller ones on glasses and bake it in the oven. It becomes permanent. This is chalk paste that we're going to be using this morning, and these are our silkscreen transfers. So they are sticky on the back. I'm just folding the corners under so I can pull it easier from my surface. On the back of this I have put an X because they are reusable. And what you're going to do is, after you take this off, you're going to wash it when we're all done, and it's going to go back on this shiny side. So I put an X on the back side that is a matte finish, because you don't want to stick it on that side. You want to make sure you put it back on the correct side. So all of these I have already put an X, and we're going to do our greenery up here and below. These are some little berry type things that are going to go on there, and then we have our fork, knife, and spoon that are going to go at the bottom. And our words are in the center. The colors that I'm choosing is, I have our bright white, that will be the color of the words. And then the greenery is going to be garden herb. The little berries on it will be our, oh, I say cranberry, let me see, because it looks like cranberry, currant jam. Oh my goodness. So currant jam, and you want these to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. So you're going to stir them when you open them. You're going to add water if you need to. And then the silverware, I'm going to use Storm. I could use silver, but actually to me, the silver doesn't stand out as much as Storm. The Storm is gray. It'll stand out better. This is a frame that I bought at my craft show this weekend. And it is a repurposed frame. So the crafter took the picture out of it and has put a piece of board that he painted with chalk paint. So I have already prepped my surface. When you're using a painted surface, you are going to take wax and you are going to rub it onto the surface just like this. You want a really thin coat of wax. You're going to rub it on and you're going to rub it off. And then I use a paper towel and I go over that. And so then I will just go over and get off all of the extra wax. So that is what I do to get it ready so that the transfer doesn't stick and completely. You don't want to take the sticky off the back of this by having it stick to the painted surface. And I think what we'll do is we will start with our words first. This is going to go down here. I saw on one really cute one where they made a wreath with this, but this is a different size frame, and I think it's going to be really cute. So when your transfer is brand new, you need to fuzz it so that you take off just a little bit of the sticky. You're going to pull the backer sheet off and put this onto a towel. This towel is one from Couture. This is a fuzzing towel, but you can use any towel. What you want to do is just fuzz it a couple of times so that it will release from your surface. You can use an old towel that has been washed many, many times. You can fuzz this on your t-shirt. If you have animals, you may want to make sure that you don't have pet hair on your shirt. You don't want to have that all on the back of your transfer. I can feel something there. Was out, probably something that was on the towel. Want to make sure you have a nice smooth surface. Get all your air bubbles out so that your design, your words, whatever, will be down onto the surface below and not have an air bubble. So your chalk paste, you want it to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. If it were too thick, then we would just take our little spray bottle, we'd squirt a couple of squirts in there, and we would stir it up. So this is our 4-inch handled squeegee. It works really great on big areas, does a really quick job of spreading the chalk paste. So if you have a larger design, you could use this. You can use the smaller ones. You don't have to have this big one. I have a variety of squeegees, and I just use whichever one I think is going to be best for that job. So you want to take off all the excess, because you're just going to wash that, and there's no point of leaving it on there when you could reuse that. You're going to pull from the corners. You're going to pull either down, or we could pull across. Don't pull diagonally. You don't want to stretch your transfer. And then this is going to go into a water bath so that it can be washed. A water bath is simply a container of water. It will sit in the water bath until I have time to wash that. And I'm going to dry this because I'm going to be overlapping that area with the next transfer. You want to take it back down to room temperature, so now I'm just blowing air, no more hot air. You don't want your surface to be hot, so you want to be able to put your transfer on a cool surface. And I'm just going to clean this right here. There's a little bit of chalk paste that went up there. It's water soluble, so I used a Q-tip, and all I did was wet it and rub that off. So I'm going to take my next transfer. This is the greenery, folding my corners under so it's easier to pull this up. I'm going to use it twice. So I'm going to use it here, and then I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to use it on the bottom. I'm going to fuzz this just like I did before. So I don't want my transfer to take off any of my letters down here. I'm going to just stick this right under here to help protect this. This is just an extra piece of my transfer sheets. They come in packs, so you can buy extra. Maybe you want to use one of them for all your small stuff. That would work. I'm going to stir up my garden herb. Put a little bit of that on there, and then grab my squeegee and then just spread it. Just need to spread it through your transfer. Just like that. Remove all of the excess, put that back into the jar. And now I'm going to pull this, and I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to do the bottom side. So I'm just going to pull down carefully. It's pretty sticky. And then I'm going to line this up down here. You know what? I'm going to have to dry that. So that is not going to work. Or I'm going to have to pull these off. So I don't want the extra backer sheet to be dragging into the top part. So I'm just going to pull that off. It's only overlapping right here. Gonna press this down. Don't want any air bubbles. And I'm going to put some of the garden herb on there. I'm gonna spread that again. You want to do this quickly. Don't want to have your chalk paste dry on the transfer. So you're just spreading it through the open areas of the transfer where the silk screen is. It goes down below onto your surface of your board. Scrape off all the extra, And then we're going to pull our transfer, and we'll put this into our water bath. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dry that because we're going to put the little berries over that. So the berries are just going to go in there. I'm going to get this dry. You want to continually move your heat gun so it doesn't bubble up your chalk paste. I'm going to turn this to air. Okay, and then I'm going to feel it, make sure it's not too hot. Okay, so it's the right temperature. I'm going to take my rag that had the wax on it, and I'm just going to run it over that area. Just put a little bit of wax on there so that the berry part doesn't stick too much, and take off any of the green. And then we are going to get all of these guys ready. So this is going over another chalk paste color. You want to make sure that you fuzz this really well. What we will do is we will fuzz this 6 times, and that will take off some of the sticky. It puts some of the fuzz onto the back. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt your transfer. It's going to help it so that it doesn't pull up the other layer of chalk paste. So this is just going to go on my berry, or the berries are going to go on here. And I don't know that it has a specific area. It might, because here's the little thing. So it actually goes like this. Just trying to eyeball this. You can kind of see through your transfer to see those little stems. Just do the best that you can. You only need it to be pressed down right where that is. And just gonna dip my mini squeegee into there, into the current jam chalk paste. Gonna spread that. And I'm gonna do these below. So gonna gently pull that side to side. I like that. I like that contrast of the color. And then I'm gonna try to get this lined up here. It's harder to see through when you've used the transfer already. So trying to judge it. I'm gonna do the best that I can. It goes right there. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be right there. I'm gonna press that down. And gonna just take some of my chalk paste and spread it. Remove the excess, put it back into your jar, and then we're gonna pull our transfer. And hope for the best. Well, it's close. It's not exactly on there. That's okay though. It's close enough. I'm gonna put this into my water bath. And then we're gonna do the silverware down here. I think I want them to be closer, so I'm gonna do the knife first, and then I'll get the other ones lined up. So I'm gonna do the knife in the center. Gonna fuzz that 2 times and then put it down on the bottom so I can center that, and fold my corners under so I can pull that up easily. So that is going to be the center of my silverware. Going to press down, get my air bubbles out, and I'm going to use Storm, and I can actually use this multi-tool. The multi-tool is great for this. It gets to the bottom. I don't need all that on the sides of it though. So you really don't need that much. And it's really easy to just take a little bit and stir it, and then spread just a tiny bit, scrape off the excess, and then pull your transfer. So I think I will just I'm just gonna lay that across there. I'm gonna pull the transfer. This is gonna go into my water bath. And I'm gonna, okay, so I want the fork first. I don't want it right next to it. I'm gonna dry that though. I'm afraid that I will put my finger down into it. Nothing new about that. That would be something I would do. So I'll fold these under and then I will dry that and then I'll use the fuzzing cloth. You just want to continually move your heat gun. And I'm going to take it just to air. Okay. All right, so it's dry and it's cool. And I'm going to fuzz both of these. It's not going to overlap, so I don't need to fuzz it completely. It's going to be really close though. So I think that I'm going to just do it just like that. Don't want it to be too close. I want to have a little bit of space in between. We're going to do the fork. And then we'll be done with that project. It's pretty quick. I'm going to try to get the same spacing. There actually is more space here. I'm looking at this distance and trying to also line it up below. So I'm going to get all those air bubbles out. I'm going to take my multi-tool, dip it into the chalk paste, and spread it just like that. I can do both and then pull both because it's so quick. So all these go into my water bath, and when I'm done here, then I wash them. I kind of swish them around in the water, get off a lot of the chalk paste, and then I put them onto the counter and I wipe both sides. I wipe it with a Clorox wipe on both sides, and then it sits and dries, and then I put it back onto the backer sheet. All right, so there we go. That's so cute. This will look really cute in a kitchen. So when you go to look for surfaces, keep in mind the size. If this was wider, I could have done a whole wreath, which would be cute too, but I think it's cute like this with just the top and the bottom. And just keep your eyes open. This was a great deal. Now I can't remember how much this one was. This was either $7 or $8. He had incredible prices. And you could pick up frames like this at Goodwill, at a thrift store, and pop out the old picture and just put a piece of wood. All he did was he cut wood. It's really crude on the back. It's actually not the best, but it will work, and it's repurposed. People love that. So I'll let this dry. I'll seal this. This will go to my craft show in 2 weeks at my garden show that I'm doing with some friends. But that's it. It's that easy. So I'll clean up my mess and get on with my day. You guys all have a wonderful Sunday, and I will be doing more tutorials tomorrow. Have a great day.